Today's movie is inspired by actual events, and it features the non-problematic Tia Mowry. Can't say the same about her sister's husband, though. It's called Single Black Tenant. Lovers Angie and Nolan list a studio apartment up for rent, but for months, Angie keeps turning down applicants. Nolan calls her out, saying they're wasting time, but Angie says none of them were right. They're in luck, though, because Esme, a mechanic who has been living in a motel, has been searching with her bestie Lydia for a place to stay. Lydia tries to flirt with one of potential landlords by trying to suck his glizzy, but it turns out he likes to suck his husband's glizzy. They finally arrive at Angie's place. When Angie sees her, she happily hugs her and says, "You're perfect." Nolan, on the other hand, acts hostile. After seeing the unit, Esme signs the lease, fearing she won't find another unit that beautiful with a price that low. Angie tells Esme that the previous tenants left the second-floor unit a mess and offers to lower her rent from $1,300 to $1,000 in exchange for cleaning and repairing it. Nolan firmly opposes, but Angie doesn't budge, so he storms out.
The bigger the conflict, the better the makeup.
Girl, these are major red flags. After Angie assures Esme that it's okay, Esme accepts the job and says she'll move in the next day. While packing her things, Esme shares with Lydia that Angie is sweet, but Nolan is a jerk with a temper. The night she moved in, she sees the couple already getting it on. Then Esme listens to a true crime podcast to help her relax. The next day, Esme starts cleaning the vacant second-floor unit and finds a bag containing blood-soaked rags that smell so bad it's making her gag. Freaked out, Esme tells Angie about the smell, but Angie says Nolan never lets her go upstairs because she has a sensitive nose. Angie invites her to go out to celebrate her moving in and offers to do her hair and makeup, telling her she's so beautiful. While doing Esme's makeup, Angie shares that they don't own the house. The original landlord, Barbie, who lived in the second-floor unit, just randomly left without her stuff and did not come back. "Esme, you in danger, girl!" While doing Esme's hair, Angie yanks her hair, causing Esme to react in pain, and Angie apologizes. Esme is so stupid not leaving at this very moment. Shortly after, as they both look into the mirror, they both point out that they look alike. Angie then gives her a bag of her old clothes she was initially thinking of donating since they seem to be the same size. When Nolan learns that they're going out, he firmly disapproves of it, prompting them to cancel. As soon as Nolan closes the door behind Esme, Esme hears sounds of pleasure. What kind of kink is this? Esme shares with Lydia that she finds it suspicious that the owner disappeared and there's a bag of blood-soaked rags, placing suspicion on Nolan. However, Lydia thinks that there can be other explanations for it. While cleaning the second-floor unit again, and while listening to a true crime podcast, Esme finds Barbie's IDs, letters, and other belongings, and takes photos of them. She notices that there's dried blood on the carpet and on the side of the white couch. When she removes the throw blanket and pillows, she discovers that the cushions are placed upside down to hide the sides that are completely stained with blood. Still, she has not called the authorities, knowing full well this is similar to the true crime cases she listens to. Esme rushes to Angie, but the usually enthusiastic and over-the-top positive Angie appears dejected. When Esme starts recalling her saying that Barbie left, Angie corrects her, saying she meant that the other girl who lived there left. She adds that Barbie died after choking on a marble and falling into the bathtub, which is why she never goes upstairs because it's too creepy. She assures her not to worry because Barbie was a bitch, chuckles, then closes the door. What the helly? Bothered, Esme stares at the photo of Barbie's ID. The next day, Esme sees Nolan getting rid of full, large garbage bags. She tries to snoop around, but Angie appears and says they're cleaning. Angie apologizes for appearing dejected the day before, sharing that she and Nolan fought because she caught him cheating again. She says she took a lot of sleeping pills, so she doesn't remember what she told her. Out of nowhere, Angie kisses Esme on the lips, apologizes, and leaves. Tia is in her experimentation era after the divorce. Esme shares this with Lydia, who then theorizes that that's why Nolan acts hostile. Lydia also points out that the way Barbie died is weird. She advises her to move out, but Esme doesn't want to leave Angie, fearing something bad might happen to her. Later, Lydia visits Esme and meets Angie, who Esme invited to join them. When alone with Lydia, Angie makes up stories about what Esme said about her. She does the same when she's alone with Esme, causing tension between the two besties.
Cheers, girls' night.
What a fake hoe. In the middle of having fun, Angie starts breaking down about her relationship with Nolan, then acts touchy towards Esme. Lydia asks Angie how long she's been living there, so Angie shares that Nolan lived across the street when she moved there by herself 2 years ago. She says it was love at first sight when they met, and Barbie seemed jealous. She adds that Trisha, a pathological liar who lived in Esme's unit, called her the jealous one.
I don't know what it is about this house, but it attracts a bunch of psychos.
Yeah, you're Exhibit A. When Esme asks about Trisha, Angie leaves, saying it's already late. After Lydia tells Esme that she might be right about Angie liking her, she theorizes that Angie killed Barbie because she's obsessed with Nolan. But Esme is so dead set on suspecting Nolan and theorizes that Nolan slept with Barbie then killed her, so Angie won't find out. Esme shows Lydia Barbie's unit. When Lydia notices the hair in the bag of rags, Esme says Nolan is alopecia. Lydia points out that the bathroom doesn't have a bathtub, which counters the story about Barbie tripping over the bathtub. She suggests calling the police, but Esme doubts they'll believe them. Esme has absolutely zero survival skills. Esme finds a box containing a gun. When she accidentally drops it, she picks it up with her bare hands, prompting a horrified Lydia to stop her. Lydia then quickly wipes her fingerprints off it with her scarf and instructs her to put it back. As they rush out of the unit, Esme theorizes that Nolan shot Barbie with the gun and worries about her fingerprints all over the unit. Lydia suggests getting rid of the gun, but Esme opposes since she believes it's a murder weapon. No wonder Esme is single. The only thing she's fucking is fucking stupid. Esme realizes that Lydia has grabbed Barbie's scrapbook, which has Trisha's number. Esme calls Trisha and introduces herself as the new tenant in the unit. However, Trisha, who sounds hostile, tells her to quickly move out, never tell the couple that she contacted her, and never call her again. Analyzing Barbie's social media, Esme tells Lydia that Barbie's last post seems like she wasn't the one who posted it. Lydia drops Esme off at the Cleveland police station, where Esme reports Barbie's death, sharing everything she knows. However, Detective Mills dismisses her report as a conspiracy theory.
I double majored in psychology.
When Esme admits to touching the gun she found, Mills searches for Barbie in their system. He informs Esme that there was a missing person report filed for Barbie, but the woman called back a week later to say that it was just a misunderstanding. When she asks if it was Trisha who reported it, Mills says he can't disclose that information. Scooby-Doo has solved more mysteries than this dumb detective. Later, Esme sees Nolan loading his truck and follows him pulling up to a dumpster. She then confronts him, asking him on video if he killed Barbie. Nolan denies killing Barbie and reveals that the garbage bags contain cans of alcohol, saying Angie doesn't know that he has fallen off his sobriety. When she presses him about Barbie, he tearfully confesses to cheating on Barbie with Angie. He says he was living with Barbie in the second-floor unit for almost a year when Angie moved in, and Angie's version is for her not to look like the other woman. He says he doesn't know how Barbie died and swears he didn't kill her. Nolan warns Esme to stay away from Angie. Lydia advises Esme to stay away from both of them, but because Esme is half white, she's determined to not mind her business. Esme finds Trisha, who shares that Angie was paranoid that Nolan would get back with Barbie, and she heard Angie fight with Barbie in the upstairs unit. Since she never saw Barbie again after that, she reported her missing. However, Angie found out and threatened to harm her family if she didn't stop snooping around, so she retracted her report and left. Trisha says Barbie installed cameras after the breakup, and the cameras probably caught what truly happened that night, so the footage is probably on Angie's phone. Before leaving, Trisha points out how she looks a lot like Angie. Later, Mills questions Esme about Barbie's disappearance, to which she says she can't threaten someone she has never met. After saying that her landlord's records say she's been living there for over a year, Mills shows her videos of who he thinks is Esme entering Barbie's unit wearing the clothes she gave her. But Esme swears it's not her. She realizes that Angie has been working on framing her.
Well, if it's not you, then it's your twin, because you look identical.
These people racist AF because Angie and Esme look nothing alike. Afterwards, Esme talks to Nolan, who tells her that he drinks to cope with guilt and reveals that Barbie didn't choke on a marble or a bag of dicks. When Angie appears, Esme says she's telling Nolan that they should all go out for a drink. Nolan refuses to join, but Angie tells Esme to wear the makeup she did on her and wear the clothes she wore in the videos the cops showed. At the club, Esme pretends to drink, making Angie drunk while she stays sober. When Angie goes to the restroom, leaving her phone behind, Esme goes through her phone and sends the CCTV footage of Angie and Barbie fighting to her phone. When she gets home, Esme watches the video and discovers that Angie shot Barbie on her couch twice. Shortly after, Nolan arrived and was horrified to see Barbie dead. Angie slapped him and then caressed his face, saying,
You made me do that, Nolan.
After they got rid of Barbie's body, Nolan tried to scrub the bloodstain off the carpet. Oh, hell no. Nolan, a weak-ass pussy. Suddenly, Angie appears in Esme's unit and records herself screaming, asking for help because Esme is harming her. Esme quickly calls Lydia and puts her phone in her pocket, so Lydia can hear everything that's going to happen. Angie reveals that Esme has signed a contract with the wrong date, making her appear like she was living there while Barbie was still there, and she points out that her fingerprints are on the murder weapon. She adds that the hair in the garbage bag with the blood-soaked rags is hers, which she got when she yanked her hair. She then makes it seem like Esme is getting back at her because she rejected her advances after the kiss. When Esme brings up the murder video, Angie tells her that she purposely made it easy for her to get. The two women fight after Angie admits to creating suspicion around her and framing her. Esme runs to the shed and grabs a tool to fight Angie, who's chasing her with a shovel. Grab a hoe to hit the hoe. Angie tells Esme that she thought of not going through with the plan because she likes her, but she saw her hitting on Nolan. Angie pushes and pins Esme against a freezer, prompting its door to open and Barbie's corpse to fall out. And the crazy hoe has the nerve to scream. Angie grabs the shovel, preparing to charge at Esme, but Lydia appears and knocks her out with a bat. The cops arrive and Angie runs out, asking for their help and accusing Esme and Lydia of harming her. When Mills says they have her murder confession, Angie says Esme forced her to confess. Unfortunately for her, Nolan, who is being escorted by the cops, tells Mills that Angie killed Barbie. He says he'll testify against Angie, admitting to helping her dispose of Barbie's body. Because of this, the cops arrest Angie. Soon, Esme and Lydia learn from a TV news report that Nolan pled guilty while Angie continues to deny involvement in Barbie's murder. And the detective has the caucasity to stand there as if he solved the mystery while doing absolutely nothing. Shortly after, Barbie's mom, Madeline, appears and thanks Esme for solving Barbie's case. Esme shares with Lydia that she plans on going back to school to study criminal law to prevent such incidents from happening again. Lydia then drives her to a one-bedroom apartment one of her customers is renting out, surprising her with a new place to stay and ending her lifestyle of homosexuality. I love seeing Tia Mowry in a thriller comedy. Although predictable, I wonder if the actual events is similar to the movie. What did you guys think of this one?
Did you guys enjoy that one? Make sure to subscribe and keep watching for more. I won't judge. You can click here or here.